When you're wounded, you have to strike back. Draw blood.
Hey! Can't I get one damn minute to mourn my friend?
Regala is going to slaughter my tribe to overthrow Hikaru. The Zeniths have Beta and Gaia. We can't sit around wallowing in our losses.
Kotallo's right. We must fight.
Oh, all right. So what are we gonna do, huh? Take on all of Regala's rebels?
Not to mention the Zeniths. What can we even do? Throw ourselves at their base?
Something like that. So...
After we lost contact with you, we regrouped and went to Gemini. What happened? The recording we found on Varl's focus cut off when that Zenith Eric...
The Zeniths were tracking Hephaestus. When Gaia trapped it in Gemini, they knew where we were. After... Varl tried to stop them. They took Beta and Gaia. I only survived because one of the Zeniths turned against the others to save me.
One of them? Well... At least we didn't lose you too. So what do we do now?
We're going to defeat the Zeniths. And get Beta and Gaia back. But first... we're going to stop Regala.
How?
Back in Gemini, Beta gave me... a gift. There's something I need to do first to make it work, but it could put an end to the bloodshed.
Word is, Regala's readying her army for an all-out assault on the Grove. I need to be there.
I know. Go. Stand with Hikaru. And keep an eye on the sky.
Strike true as the 10.
The rest of you, whatever preparations you need to make, upgrades, resupplies, get on it. It won't be long before we take the fight to the Zeniths.
We'll be ready, Aloy. And when you're ready, meet me outside the east exit. I'd like to have a word in private.
Even when things are darkest, you're the flame that lights the way forward.
Just tell me one thing. Am I gonna get to smash up a bunch of Zenith bastards?
We all are.
Good.
Before I do anything else, I should check on Zoe. It sounded important.
I thought you were gonna go fight some Tanakh.
I wanted to check in with you first.
Yeah, don't worry about me. I'm just, picking up the pieces like everyone else. I'll be there when you need me.
I never doubted that.
Oh. Good. I'm glad you're back.
So am I. You look tired?
Ha! Never want to hold back, are you? I've just been making sure that I got everything down for this mission of yours. I wouldn't want to be the usual screw-up out there.
You'll do fine, Erend. I need to get going.
You better get there before Kotallo... do me a favor. Don't go disappearing on us again.
I'll do my best. You look busy.
My studies are a good distraction. Especially after Cauldron Gemini. Varl, Beta, Gaia, gone. And that's just the beginning.
We won't let that happen.
Oh, and if you...
You mentioned there was something you needed help with?
Yes. So, as I was sifting through data from the greenhouse, I found references to an old world system back in the Great Delta. It's called Leviathan. My people discovered it decades ago. A sprawling network of river gates and a labyrinth of underground tunnels. The legacy revealed that the old ones used it to control flooding, but we've never gotten it to work. The whole thing is shut down. But the data from the greenhouse mentions the research facility where Leviathan was created. It's in San Francisco.
Another Pharaoh facility?
No. Leviathan was a project by Eileen Sasaki, another ancestor. So the legacy tells us, anyway. If we can acquire that data, we might be able to fix the system back in the Great Delta. Every year, my sister gets terrified when the long rains begin. With Leviathan, maybe she won't have to be.
Okay. So, where in San Francisco is this facility?
That's the thing. The data doesn't say where, exactly. But one of our diviners has been exploring the ruins. He might know. Would you come with me? I have a feeling that wherever this facility is, well, you're much better at fighting machines than I am.
Of course. I'll let you know when I'm in landfall.
Thank you, Aloy.
I should get going. Be ready to go on my signal, okay?
I won't let you down.
I know. And, like I said, I'll let you know when I'm in landfall. We'll find the data you're after.
I appreciate it.
Looks like Gaia was able to unlock that door.
Over here, Aloy. We would come out here to tend to the garden. Sometimes I needed fresh air. Other times we would simply sit and watch the sunrise. So when we returned from Gemini, it seemed fitting that he be laid to rest here. Now he can always look out at Plainsong and further east to the Nora Sacred Lands.
He would have liked that.
He often spoke of his sister, Bala. He said she used to gather her favorite golden blooms and tie them to her spear. Their mother called it useless, but Bala was stubborn.
Yeah, she seemed like that.
It wasn't easy. But I tracked down the flower. Gathered its seeds. As verdant limbs wither, roots rot in snow, still the sea rises, as certain as stone. From death follows new life. So it is with the land. And so it is with us. I'm with child, Aloy. I was going to tell him when he got back from Gemini. Instead, one day, I'll bring our child here. We'll sit among the blooms. and watch the sunrise.
I never got to tell him. To thank him. For saving my life, sure, but also... for not giving up on me.
He always knew.
Goodbye, Varl. I promise to look after them. I'll try to visit again when I can. But for now, I need to go to the fabrication terminal to install the new override on my spear. Then I'll use it on a sunwing and get ready for an entrance Regala will never forget. If the Banuk can survive freezing, so can I.
Yeah?
I was thinking you could sparkle.
Override installed. Now to find a sunwing. I think there are some roosting at the top of the mountain.
Yeah, beating the crap out of me makes you feel better. I'm all for it.
Okay, I need to find a sunwing to override. Better head up the mountain. Falling gently. Good. There are sunwings up here. I'll have to approach them quietly. Whoa! Head rush. Tilda, I'm in the air.
Then you'll want to pick up an energy cell on one of the ancient Horus Titans. But first you must send out a pulse to activate them. I've sent you the necessary software. To deploy it, you'll have to override one of the communication machines you refer to as Tallnecks. There's one in the middle of the desert that should do nicely.
On it. There's the Tallneck. Need to get on top of its head. Now, how to land this thing. Made it. There's someone there. Okay, Tilda. I've overridden the Tallneck.
Good. And the energy cells are now primed. Simply pick one up on a Horus. The nearest one should be northwest of your position. Dropping it on Regala's machine should produce quite a spectacle.
Thanks for the assist.
I told you, I want to help.
Whoa! I'm gonna get used to that. Those rebels. Reinforcements, maybe. Heading for the Grove. I hope the colonists knock the people down a little longer. There's the energy cell. Right on the Titan's back. Got to Sarah. Now on to the Grove. Pulse from Tallneck should have reactivated all the energy cells in the region. I should be able to pick up more from the Horus I fly to. It'll be useful, even after I deal with the Bella. Go.
It's all over, Chaplain.
I gotta drop it now. Here it goes.
It's Aloy! She flies on the wings of the 10. The tide has turned! Push through!
End of the line, Hikaru. Now on your knees, and I'll give you the death you didn't have the spine to give me.
They're down! The machines! All of them! They're down!
What? How's that possible?
Regala! Enough bloodshed! Let's settle this. You and me.
Easy to say when you're atop a machine.
Well, that was just to get your attention. I don't need any help to take you down.
Fine. I accept your challenge. And once I'm done with you, I'll get to finish the slaughter.
We'll see about that.
The duel is set. Let none interfere.
I'm not giving up.
I will do what has to be done! It's like fighting a watcher! Always the same! Your blade is blunt! Your curse! You bleed milk! You're not!
Alright, so that's how it's gonna be.
it ends!
Yeah, it is.
You die here and now! Fight! Fight until death! I'll finish you, and then come. I'll tear that braided head from your body! I'll slit the muscles from your body and hang you from a tree! Don't give up the pain! Use it! Is this how you give up your life? When you're... You just begged me to end your life! Child of the woods! I will paint this hallowed soil with your blood. You bring nothing but shame to your pride. Challenge! I once slew 3 behemoths.
here I am again. On my knees before bootlets and cowards. Go ahead. Run me through.
Shut your mouth, traitor.
It was you who flew in on the wings of the Ten. You who challenged her. By our rights, you must decide her fate. I spared her once. It only made things worse. She was the best of my marshals. What a waste.
She's dangerous, all right. But maybe that's exactly what I need.
Cowards! What more do you have to conspire about?
Whether you live or die. You led a rebellion that tore a tribe apart. All for bloodlust and revenge. Maybe the only thing you deserve is to die right here. Or maybe that fury can be directed at the real enemy.
You want to ally with her? How can you even trust her?
Despite all that she's done, she's never been one to break her word.
And will she give it?
I won't beg for my life. Decide.
I'm not here to forgive you for your crimes. But there's another battle ahead. Against an enemy more powerful than anything you can imagine. And I need people. A squad. That's willing to do whatever it takes.
I don't want your mercy.
It's not mercy. The battle I'm talking about will be charging into a nightmare.
A better death than this? Yes. My blood is yours. Your enemies are mine.
Meet us at our stronghold, in the mountains near Plainsong.
You mean to send her alone? Without even an armed guard?
She does not need it.
I will be there. You have my word.
I'll hold you to it.
Chief, there's something you both need to see. In the throne room. He surrendered to our guards outside the grove. Claims he has an urgent message for the Outlander who defeated Regala.
So, state it.
It's for her alone. From an interested party.
I'm gonna need some privacy.
Clear the room. Put him with the rest of Regala's soldiers.
I'll see you back at base.
You saved the tribe. Let me help you with your mission.
No. With Regala gone, you have a chance to build the future you dreamed of. So get to your task.
Then at least allow me to give you this. Armor for the battle ahead. May it keep you safe.
Thank you.
Do you have any idea what you've just done?
Oh, it's a pleasure to see you too, Silence.
Congratulations on your victory. You saved the Tenakth for a few weeks. Unfortunately, you've doomed the entire planet as well.
Wrong. I don't need a Tenakth army to defeat the Zeniths.
Oh, Aloy. Have you learned nothing about the enemy we're up against?
More than you, hiding whatever hole you found. My idea is just better than anything you ever came up with.
Go on.
No, not here. We're doing this my way. Face to face, and with the weapon you've developed.
And why would I agree to that?
Because I'm your only way of beating the Zeniths, and getting the copy of Apollo that's on their ship. So meet me at my base. Mountains west of Plainsong. Time to submit to the inevitable silence and follow the person who actually knows what she's doing. Don't be late. Tilda, you there? I did it. Silence is on board, so head to my base.
Impressive. I'll be there as soon as I can.
Now that I can fly, I might want to see what else I can do before I head back.
So, Aloy, you've added yet another deed to your name, and I'm guessing by the look in your eyes that you're not done yet.
Not quite.
Is there anything we can do? We owe you that much.
After everything you've been through, you're one of the best people to support Hikaru's bid for peace. Not just between the clans, but with the Carja too.
Then I will. You have my word.
And until my last breath, I'll make sure the tribe remembers all that you've done for us.
Join JTF 10.
Even Outlanders see that Regala is treacherous. You honor the Tenakth.
Word from the north is that the Outlanders and Marshal Fatalo brought on the bulwark with a single...
And so the Wings of the Ten found us when things were at their direst.
I'm not some legend come to life, Chitaka.
That may be, but we will always be in your debt.
I wouldn't mind taking one of them on, actually.
Aloy, never doubted you knew how to make an entrance, but that, ooh, that was something else.
Didn't think I'd find you here.
You know, I just thought a battle that'll be sung about for generations wouldn't sound as epic if the Desert Commander were missing.
Talk yourself up all wings of the Ten. All the blades of the Tenakth should serve one prince.
May your blade be sharp. Mr. Know-It-All is here. You know, your focus buddy who never smiles. I didn't know what to do with him, so I had him wait in your room.
Got it. Thanks. Well, Silence. Looks like you finally found a door you could open without me.
I'm glad it's there, actually. It kept me from having to mingle with the company you keep. But enough prattle. I believe you owe me an explanation. Your plans for the Zenith base?
You're right. I do owe you. My spear in your throat for deceiving me again. At the Hades Proving Lab.
I doubt you asked me here for that kind of reckoning.
No. Right now, I need your help. So I'm giving you one final chance. But if you ever betray me again, I will kill you no matter what the circumstance. Understood?
Very well. Though we'll both face a decidedly short future if you can't get us inside that base.
Aloy, your other guest is here. She's, coming to you.
Thanks. Good timing. The truth is, I can't actually get us into the base. But she can.
The company you keep is even worse than I thought.
Not a fan of surprises, are you? Oh, look. That must be your little invention.
Does the weapon work? Without self-destructing?
Of course it does. I've eliminated the imperfections and greatly improved its design and output.
How can we be sure?
Care for a demonstration?
Enough, both of you. We're in this together, at least for now. Go talk to Erend. Tell him I said to give you rooms of your own. I'll come see you when I get a chance.
Oh, no. You first.
Better get everyone in the control room so Tilda can tell us what she knows about the Zenith base.
I'm, gonna clean my gear later. I can do yours.
Okay. Maybe it's time to get everyone together so Tilda can brief us. But is there anything I should handle before that? All right, people. I need you up in the control room, right away. Okay, everyone. We all know what's at stake. Beta, Gaia. Not to mention life on Earth. Now, it might seem like the Zeniths are invincible, but they're not. We've got what it takes to break into their base and defeat them. We even have one of them on our side. Tilda, show us the base.
It is constructed atop the ruins of an ancient military facility on an island to the southwest. I can get us inside. To this location, undetected.
How exactly?
You'll know when you need to. Once inside, our goal will be this structure. The launch tower. Gaia and Beta are being held at the top. But along the way, we will face overwhelming resistance. Most importantly from Gerard, Eric, and the others. But also...
Once I take away their shields, we should be able to deal with them. But it will be easier to deploy the device if someone else is carrying it. I'll need a strong back.
Carry stuff? Yeah, I can do that.
Even if your device works, there will still be Spectre drones, scores of them.
If only we had an army to fight them.
I've got that under control. You'll know when you need to. All right. We'll meet up again just before we go in. Where's the best place to rendezvous?
On the coast, just across from the island. Once there, I'll show you the way.
Okay. I'll let you know when I arrive at the rendezvous point. And then you can join me. In the meantime, do whatever you need to prepare. Understood? You two? A minute? Tilda helped me get in touch with Beta, and she told me something important. There's an installation inside the base. It's called a regulator. Here. Once we're inside, I need you two to split off from everyone else and destroy it. So you'll have to bring explosives. This will help stop the drones. Everything depends on it. Are you with me? After that, with network.
How?
Go over all the data that Beta left behind. She knew how to do it, I'm sure of that.
All right. But why? What am I trying to do?
Find information about the Zeniths. Anything Tilda's not telling us. Silence is right about one thing. There's no way we can take her on her word.
I'll do my best.
Keep her safe, okay?
On my life.
Okay. Almost time to go after Beta and Gaia. Might be good to check up on everyone first.
Remember, we need to get Silent's weapon to the Zenith base intact if we want to take their shields down.
I'll be gentle with you, I promise.
Aloy, we're ready to meet you at the rendezvous point whenever you call.
Fighting the Zeniths isn't going to be easy.
Nothing you do ever is. At least, now you don't have to do it alone.
Thanks.
Oh, before I forget, I'd like to discuss the land gods again, if you have time.
Any progress with your plan for the land gods? Is the reboot code ready?
It is. But there is difficult work ahead. Gaia warned me that because the land gods are linked together in a network, the code must be delivered to all of them. Most are in Plainsong, but in recent years, 3 of them wandered off. So, T, and Do.
We have to find them?
No, we know where they are, but they're hard to reach. So, wandered into a lake and sank. Do ventured into a dangerous canyon, and T broke down amidst a herd of machines.
Okay, tell you what. You go to Plainsong, handle all the land gods there. I'll take care of So, T, and Do. I'll need their locations, plus the reboot code.
I'm sending the data to you now. My people made shrines near where each land god faltered. When you see them, you'll know you're close. And once again, thanks for your help.
We're not gonna let your people starve, Zo. I promise. About the land gods. What was I supposed to do again?
3 of them wandered off from Plainsong. Do ventured into... I was hoping I sent their
Okay. Have you talked to any of our...
Erend and I tried speaking to Silence, but apparently our tribal prattle is unnecessary.
Charming, isn't he? How's Erend doing?
For a moment there, he thought he'd lost both you and Varl. But he never truly succumbed to despair. Guess that Oseram's stubbornness comes in handy sometimes.
I should go.
Before you do.
What is it?
You placed this focus in my care, and gave me the highest calling an Utaru has ever known. If I should fall in battle, I'd like you to be the one to bury my seed pouch. For the both of us.
So...
make sure you stay alive to do so.
let's just try to all come back home. Okay?
You need something, Aloy? I know there's but thank you.
Have you met our new Quen guest yet?
I could barely keep up as she gave... Varl gave her a new though when he told her she turned so pale, I thought... We showed her to the archive room. She hasn't left the place since.
That sounds like Alva. Is there anything I can help with around? Are you okay?
You and Varl were friends for...
I like to think so.
I was wondering...
Oh.
That bad, huh?
Why do you want to know?
He spoke of his sister, Vala, but...
She's the war chief of the Nora. Best warrior the tribe's ever known. Tougher than a Thunderjaw. She could be pretty harsh at times.
I see. I feel silly. I was... never able to ask Varl directly.
I wouldn't worry about it. He was probably afraid.
I would have liked to see her try. Maybe I can meet her someday.
I think that can be arranged. You ever play that board game, Aaron?
Strike? I'm the one who gave it to him. I was hoping it'd distract him enough to spare us that ruckus he could. No such luck.
How are things with everyone?
Slightly quieter. Aaron's, apparently the old ones called it metal. A must. You'd think we have enough of that going around.
You and Aaron seem to be...
He may have terrible taste in music, and that ale he keeps raving about isn't half bad. I still plan on beating that stubborn face of his to...
Try not to hurt him too bad. Everyone here, if it weren't for Varl...
You know, he realized I was... To be honest, I think we both were. So, he brought up this... We sat there. I thought about how how every corner of it must be teeming with life, and any fears I had about our... I miss him terribly.
I know. Ready to head over to the...
Whatever comes?
You look like you have something...
We're going to war soon, and war is something I promised my... But... the more every voice I hear, it makes me realize just how much life... Fighting for that gift, if we fail...
Helps to know you're not alone.
For a moment there.
I don't know what you're talking about. What are you going to learn next?
I'm not sure. Last time I spoke with Gaia, from what I gather, the old ones would store knowledge in them for all to see and learn from. Like you've done here, for us. Maybe one day, more people will be able to use this place to learn the way we have.
That sounds... crowded, but nice. Read anything interesting lately?
I found out the old... Apparently it helped that and some sort of cleanse their aura. Me, I think...
Thoughts on our new Zenith?
I'd say she smells like death, but even death... She's more like a cold piece of metal. Bent on repelling all...
She's... definitely different. I'll let you know when I've delivered the...
Good.
Aloy, aren't we meeting at the beach near the Zenith base?
We are. I just wanted to check in on everyone first. We're finally doing this.
Never thought I'd be off on a mission to take down a bunch of immortals from the stars. I can hear the drinking songs already. By the way, we should probably discuss the Sons of Prometheus. You know, since we've both been looking into them. If you have time, obviously.
I found out who's running the Sons of Prometheus. A woman named Sarah.
Oh no. She was one of them. First female tinker in the... But when her family got killed in the Red River, I thought she was dead, though. Take it.
Well, she's not. And she wants... We have to find out where she's operating from and stop her.
I haven't had any luck finding someone with a focus, so I'll be scouting out Barren Light next.
I'll keep tracking her lackeys out west.
We'll find her. We have to. It's thugs like her who murdered my sister.
Varl made the right call.
Thanks. Yeah, Varl. I found out a few days before you guys... I was... So he sat me down. Vala, Ursa.
You know, we never did get that drink you promised back in the Embrace. And you never told me exactly how your sister escaped the Mad Sun King.
I guess we never got round to it. World ending and all. No time like the present, though. If you're up for it.
I guess Silence is keeping to himself.
I was hoping you'd give me an excuse.
Please don't.
You telling me you wouldn't want to get just one good hit on that smug face of his? After everything he's done?
Sure. Later. Right now, he's got something we need. Do you think... So...
I don't think anyone's ever okay after. I can't tell you she's handling it better than I ever did. That keeps the rest of us level-headed.
I made a new friend while I was getting...
Yeah, I've seen him. You do know the cards just say these Tanakh drink people's blood.
You shouldn't believe everything you...
Yeah. Well,
Do I smell...
I brought some over from Chains. With everything that's been going on. Besides, there is nothing... That's what my sister always...
Maybe another time. Anything happen?
Zoe asked us to help her, not for eating. Yeah, if you ask me, you know, metal might be plain, but it's nothing wrong with that.
How are things with Katalo?
Oh, she thinks she's funny. Actually, I asked if it'd be interesting. I had to fill in most, but I'm still alive.
Glad to hear it. Have you spoken with Alva?
Yeah, when she's not reading the archives like a giddy kid drinking her first ale. She took to that new focus quick, that's for sure. I gotta say, I'm a little jealous. But I can see why you two hit it off.
Anybody take you up on that ale you brought?
Zoe can't stand the smell of it. I tried Alva, but I don't think she knows what...
What about Katalo?
Now there's... I'm pretty sure we downed half a keg.
Doesn't look like any of our...
Yet. So, I've been busting my balls.
Don't worry. They'll be getting...
Looking forward to it.
You still sifting through loads of data?
Yeah, it's interesting. There's lots of words. I thought maybe I could try finding... Not much luck there, but I did find like images put together. They were made to look like the Oseram-like show.
You've been looking at any interesting data?
Yeah, I asked Gaia to find me some, and she found them. They called it sports. Turns out the old ones tackling and punching each other for points in one game or another. Are you mixing some solid food and fresh ale? I bet half the claim...
If that one's not working right, you can...
Yeah, little bugger's got some personality. That saved my butt with those specters. You know, besides it...
Wouldn't want to spoil your look. What you reading?
I saw a guy rods being used. Guy reminded me of a cousin. Thought he could trap lightning. It went up the tallest mountain. It ended like a lot of Oseram.
You,
I tried. I don't think even a hot forge. And you say she wants to help?
I think so. You think it's time for us to finally have that drink?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, of course. Oh.
So, how did Ursa escape Mad Sun King Jiran's palace?
Well, first she had to survive the Sun Ring. See, during the war, the Karja threw a prisoner a day in there. And, for what? To die as sacrifices, fighting machines in a pit. Thinking somehow that was gonna appease all the other deranged machines in the world? Ha! And when it was Ursa's turn, the Karja thought she'd go down if they threw a big machine at her.
Oh, but she didn't.
And she defeated all of them. Even got some of Jiran's kestrels for good measure. And the mad Sun King was impressed, I guess. Thought it'd be funny to have her run around his palace as a servant. He enjoyed humiliating her that way.
I remember you telling me something about that. That's how she met Avad. He helped her escape.
Yeah, but what no Karja scroll is how the young prince snuck Ursa out of the palace. He knew their best chance was to get Ursa to blend in, so he got her everything she needed to disguise her perfumes.
I get the feeling she wasn't too happy with that.
Oh man, Ursa would have rather fought her way out of that palace with her bare hands than put on all of that Karja eye. But Avad insisted it was the only way, so she agreed under one condition. Avad had to dress up as well.
She made Avad dress up like a noblewoman?
As perfumed and powdered as a babe. Ursa said he looked better like that than he ever did in a...
That would, definitely make for an interesting sight.
Oh, it worked like a charm, too. Not only did they make it out of the palace, they paid a traveling merchant to get Ursa to the border, and none were the wiser.
You were right. That was a story best told over a drink.
All good stories are.
I guess I should get going.
I'll see you at the rendezvous point, with my hammer ready.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Hey, Aloy. There are more supplies in that chest. Grab what you like.
You nervous?
I'd be lying if I said I'm not slightly apprehensive.
The plan will work, if we all focus on our assignments.
Right.
Are you okay?
She...
Don't worry. The Zeniths.
If you...
I hope...
The sign...
He is. He refuses...
Oh.
You know that special... Yeah. How are you holding up?
Varl's loss is heavy. I didn't know him well, but Zoe and Aaron seem to have taken to... But I don't quite know what to say to...
They need time.
And what about you?
I don't know. I imagine you don't know anyone...
It's funny, because one of your friends is, well, another you. Not that you are the same person at all. I mean, you are, as in, you're both genetically Elizabeth Sobek, but even so, you're different.
We grew up very differently. But sometimes different is good.
Yes, of course.
I hope everyone's been treating you.
Oh, yeah, and they... It's refreshing. Back home, diviners can only share data with the permission...
Sounds restrictive.
You are not...
Have you spoken with Zoe at all?
A little. I did hear her singing with... Zoe seemed so... Like, every emotion... and she looked happy. I felt so...
You should ask Zoe to teach you sometime.
Maybe.
We won't let the Zeniths get away with...
Everyone's ready to...
And you?
Nervous?
Don't worry. I want you to...
Whatever happens, I never thought I'd get to actually meet an ancestor.
Katalo will protect you.
I'm not afraid. I know Katalo will fulfill his duty, as will I. If we die doing so, at least it'll be alongside a friend.
I'd rather you both stay alive, if you don't mind.
We'll try and keep...
I see you've been using your...
It's been what would have taken, like, the database? With this, I've been able. This could revolutionize. That is.
You wanted
a divine but maybe
any more?
We knew that we thought the sheer
Even so, the Quen are way ahead. Where I grew up, it rose from a fire. So,
yes, the most an entire there's but
and deadly. Once all the
I don't know if I go back or what they do. Even if would I be the ancestors? Would I dare or losing?
Who's
she? We I hated it, but we became she.
Well,
yeah,
I do. I suppose
but now that I don't probably.
The rest of us zeniths for, but you'll.
What?
I don't know. Back at the greenhouse, you spoke.
Diviners are meant to seek and the Empire, but like that only over ensure.
What happens?
I know.
You said
right. He was an as he sponsored and he took a special in whom we considered
Ted Farrow.
I know better now. Anyway, diviners. In fact, many of the most. So the Emperor's nephew convinced him across the ocean. If only we could. Perhaps the Emperor declared that dozens of ships were scouting missions, and the Emperor's nephew, one who wields the living embodiment. It may seem strange now. We really believed we had no idea just how. Yes, and those whose warfare.
The Seal.
Right, one of the ancestors. That's how we thought. Our
You said the expedition. What happened?
We lost and scores of souls, and that was before. Once we landed and we struggled, there were but he became more. And you heard him. We knew these, but he was.
What a great guy.
The Quen, but what principal diviner?
So
he won't execute, but he's hardly. I can't tell you how many. The best thing I can say to.
Yep, sounds. You mentioned the reason you.
Her name is Alika. When I passed the divination, it brought honor to our family. Only Alika begged.
Why? What?
Alika knew that once you enter, you're not even your family, unless you can get special permission and an escort by an overseer.
That sounds harsh.
Like the focuses we keep, diviners are few in number, and the Empire. Well, last time I was allowed to, because of my position. But if our crop,
I promise I'll do my. What was Levi?
A flood it was built. If we can then my won't have.
Right. I need to get going.
I'll be at my truthfully.
And I haven't I'll let you know when I'm.
Thank you, Aloy.
Did you need something? Bravo. You managed to sway a zenith to your side. Care to explain?
Not a chance. I thought you said the weapon was ready.
There's always room to optimize. But that's not why you're here. I assume you want to comprehend my undertakings. So, ask away.
Since when were you so forthcoming?
Since you turned this into a waiting game. And as it seems you have found modest success, perhaps I'm willing to be generous.
Okay, so your big plan, everything. Let me see if I got this straight. You learned about the Zeniths from Hades when you interrogated it. Then you came up with a plan to defeat them by using a Tenakth army and that weapon. And to get the Tenakth to fight for you, or rather the sons of Prometheus, armed Regalla's rebels with override tech.
Did you have an actual question, or are you still playing catch-up?
So all this time, even before I found the coordinates at the Spire, you were out here scheming. Why couldn't you just tell me?
When I learned of the Zenith's return to Earth, I laid out my plans. I knew I would one day require an army of overzealous Tenakth to assault the Zenith base. The casualties would be extreme. And I knew you would never allow such a sacrifice, no matter how necessary. Thus, I devised a means to remove your interference from the equation at the Hades Proving Lab.
You wanted me to surrender to the Zenith at the Hades Proving Lab. They almost killed me.
Based on everything I knew about them, I concluded they would find you a useful asset, thereby keeping you out of harm's way and, more importantly, out of my way.
So you really didn't know they had their own clone of Elizabeth?
No. Unfortunately, there was no way I could have known that particular detail.
Detail? Well, I guess if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't be here today. Why create the Sons of Prometheus? You didn't need a Sarah to make override tech.
They were a necessary safeguard. My time serving Hades in the Eclipse demonstrated the risks of getting directly involved. Through the Sons of Prometheus, I could execute my plans, all while remaining anonymous.
Except to a Sarah. How did you get a Sarah to work for you?
I knew there was an associate of the Oseram tinker, Durval, who escaped his failed assault on Meridian. It was trivial to track her down and gain her cooperation. She wanted to succeed where Durval had failed.
So you promised her Regala, and the Tenakth. The Sarah would help you create a machine-riding army, and wanted to see Meridian burn as much as she did.
And so a partnership was born out of thirst for blood, bonded in mutual self-interest.
You think you had everything figured out, huh?
I did.
Tell me about the weapon. How does it work?
I've upgraded the delivery system. It now emits a wave-like effect covering a significant distance.
That doesn't fully answer my question.
No, but I'd be a fool to reveal its inner workings. After all, why did you withhold your plan for dealing with the Zenith drones? Yes. Even you can appreciate the value of secrecy when warranted. Suffice it to say that the weapon will work. The intricacies of how is knowledge that is mine alone.
Why help Regala take over? If you wanted an army, you could have just gone to Hekarro.
Before Regala's rebellion, Hekarro was only concerned with battling machines and fostering friendships with the Karja. Even if I gained his ear, he would never agree to send his forces to battle a threat he couldn't understand.
So helping a bloodthirsty exile was easier?
Yes, exceedingly so. All Regala craved was war against the Karja and anyone who threatens the Tenakth. She would have led the tribe into battle without question, which was precisely what I needed.
While I was out there, I had a couple run-ins with the Quen.
The tribe from across the ocean. And?
Their entire tribe was shaped around the discovery of focuses. One of them, Alva, even joined me here. Don't you want to know more about them?
No. They stumbled upon the greatest technological artifact from the ancient world, and what did they do with it? They shrouded the knowledge they unearthed in mysticism and taboo, creating a pantheon out of corporate shills.
Yes, well, it also led them to Thebes.
Did it now?
So those run-ins with the Quen I mentioned. On one of them I teamed up with their expedition to search Thebes.
You must have...
Let me guess, like what you did with
Forrester.
Alright, Silence. I think I've talked to you long enough. I'll let you know when it's time to go. And try not to mess with Tilda while you're in here, okay? I don't need the two of you butting heads.
Ah, yes. About your Zenith ally. I wonder if you understand what kind of person you're dealing with. For someone to live as long as she has, outlast as many calamities, well, your goals may be aligned now, but I'd watch for the moment they diverge.
Yeah, I'm aware. Reminds me of someone else I know.
Survival is only a necessity to my greater purpose, Aloy. I'd hoped you'd recognize that by now.
Do you know something or not?
Oh, I know a great deal of things. But on this, just call it a feeling.
Oh, a feeling? You mean you finally had one? Huh. Guess even you can change, Silence.
You know, we've never played Machine Strike together.
Oh, no. I got enough trouble with Katalo, always kicking my ass. The way my luck's going.
The door's unlocked now. There's a lot of equipment in here. I wonder what it was.
Well done, Aloy. Despite my reservations, you managed to secure Silence and his weapon. You're truly a shining example of Liz's fortitude.
I've been thinking about what you said at your house. How you were friends with Elizabeth. It was more than that, wasn't it?
Perceptive as ever. You're right, we were together for a time.
Okay, so... what happened?
I was an orphan. I had always been alone. By my 30s, I was starting to wonder if that was simply my fate in life. And then I met Liz. We kept running into each other at conferences we'd had. Became drinks. I thought it was just shop talk, an exchange of ideas, but then I was surprised at how much I looked forward to seeing her. Soon we were flying halfway across the world every other week just to meet up. For the first time, I didn't feel lonely. I could imagine a future where I wasn't. I think Liz felt the same way at first. She had lost her mother a few years back. I filled a void for her. I know I did. But as time passed, it seemed as though she wanted less when I wanted more. And so we ended things.
So helping me, restoring Elizabeth's dream, it's what,
a second chance, yes. I made a mistake leaving Earth while Liz stayed behind. I should have done more. So when I saw you, a woman who has carved her own remarkable path, beyond even what made Liz a phenomenon, I knew I had to help you. To do right by her.
You said before that you're not like the other Zeniths. That you never were. But you went along with all of their plans.
Out of necessity. I'm not proud of it. But complicity became a means of survival, both when Earth was consumed and when the colony on Sirius was destroyed. I did what I had to. But I resolved to remain one step ahead of the others, to try to undo what damage I could. Hence the data channel with Beta. The secret passage into their base and the little trick I pulled to save you.
Why did you make the data channel look like your house?
I built that house as a shelter to weather any storm. A safe place, not just for me, but for the art stored in its depths. Cultural artifacts of incalculable value. Truly, some of the greatest achievements of human civilization.
And you wanted Beta to see them?
Yes. Her upbringing was so cold and technical. I thought if she could experience Vermeer, a heritage every bit as valuable, data being drummed... I'm sorry, I had to cut off contact. She needed its shelter, even...
Why do you think Elizabeth pulled away?
I've wondered that for 1,000 years. She was brilliant, visionary. She cared so deeply for the world, for the betterment of humanity. But it also felt like she kept everyone at arm's length, including me. She never wanted to share her burdens. I think, in the end, she had a core that she never let anyone be part of. Sometimes I wonder if anyone really knew her.
I found a recording of you and Elizabeth back in the proving lab after Farzineth's attempt to steal Gaia.
Yes. A most unpleasant conversation.
She said something after the call. I think she regretted how things ended between you.
Did she? All this time, thank you for telling me. I've always hated that those were the last words we ever said to each other. And that her last impression of me was as a functionary of Far Zenith, not who I truly am.
What else can we expect to find in the Zenith base?
As I mentioned in the briefing, our goal will be the command center. That's where Beta and Gaia are being held. There are also printing facilities where the others have been amassing the natural resources they've stripped from the region.
What for?
First for use in the base's infrastructure, and then to fabricate more Spectre drones, a small army of them. In addition, they've also been ferrying materials to and from our ship in orbit. After hundreds of years luxuriating in our digital comforts, the ship was barely space-worthy when we made our escape. Disaster can strike at any moment. We've learned our lesson.
Have you figured out how Silence's weapon works?
No, and he's been very careful not to allow me near it. I'll admit it bothers me, but regardless of how it functions, I am confident it will deactivate the other shields en masse.
How many of them are in the base?
10, including Eric and Gerard. Only a handful of us made it to our ship when our colony collapsed.
So, Eric... was he always a bloodthirsty psychopath?
I believe he got worse over time. On Earth, he was the founder of a profitable private military company. A band of cutthroats, in other words. Even as governments abandoned human combatants in favor of automated warfare. He found success with clientele that required a more personal touch. There were also rumors that he personally hunted and killed his targets. On occasion, all for the thrill of it. But on Sirius, he retreated to virtual reality simulations. In them, he could go on rampages as violent as he pleased, though I suspect with diminishing satisfaction.
What can you tell me about Gerard?
He was the head of the world's largest financial conglomerate, and as such had dealings with almost every major corporation. It made him one of the wealthiest people on Earth, and certainly the wealthiest among Far Zenith.
What does one person do with that much money?
Buy more power, more influence. Gerard's always believed himself to be a refined patrician, able to maintain control with a polished smile. But beneath that exterior is a cold and calculating operator. It was his decision to restrict Beta's upbringing to her digital educators, the avatars of the Apollo database, while we were painted as her benefactors.
Well, we'll deal with him soon enough. And the others.
I would very much like to see his face when he realizes we've beaten him.
When I was in the ruins of Vegas, I found data on a man named Stanley Chen. I think he was a Zenith.
Stanley, ever the optimist. He was one of the good ones. When we established our colony, he built an exact replica of Las Vegas in virtual reality. Lights, shows, gambling, every detail. And while others cloistered themselves in their own fantasies, he flung his doors wide to everyone.
The way you're talking about him, I'm guessing he didn't make it back to Earth?
No, he perished when our colony was destroyed. He would have been thrilled to discover that part of his beloved city survived.
When Beta escaped and hid in an ancient research facility, I saw another one of the Zeniths. Verbena. Who was she?
A dull star amidst a sea of brighter constellations. Unlike most of Far Zenith's members who amassed their wealth through shrewd business deals and technological achievements, Verbena inherited her billions. Her father had achieved great success in the luxury holotourism industry. At age 24, she became the world's most eligible bachelorette, branding herself a life designer. Someone who leverages their fame to influence the choice of others.
What? Like a cult?
In a way, yes.
Well, she must have done something right to have survived this long.
She was her own brand of ruthless. That much is true. But even rats can cling to a vessel for escape.
Okay, so I've had run-ins with a handful of Zeniths. What about the rest?
An array of the wealthiest people on Earth. Titans of their industries.
And let me guess. All selfish and ruthless to the core?
Most, but not all. There were a few with whom I got along. Annika Murjani, for instance, was always delightful. She founded the Holonet's most successful dance channel and was herself mesmerizing to watch. And I had fascinating discussions with Song Jiao about her work in cellular biology. Our immortality treatments are due in part to her achievements. But then there were others like Devin Miller, the CEO of a fast food printing corporation. His only real preoccupations were perfecting his golf swing and taking self-hollows. When I think about all of us, we really should have accomplished more. We had eternity.
Okay. I'll let you know when it's time.
I'll be here until then. And thank you, Aloy, for giving me this chance. My past has always been a struggle. More than once I've lost everything. But when I look to the future, I see Liz's dream fulfilled. A universe of new possibilities.
Maybe we can make it happen.
We will. I won't let anything get in the way. I promise you that.
Before I forget,
Haven't seen you since the battle at the Grove.
I saw you fly on the wings of the 10. I would say that I am...
Thank you, I guess.
It is I. All that remains is to follow you to...
We're lucky to have you on our side.
Oh, and by the way, I was hoping we could discuss that personal... if you have the time.
Look, I know you're probably not, but I want her on our side.
It is more than she deserves.
Thank you, Kotallo. I heard my...
Briefly, she'll be lucky if my...
She'll be careful.
Whoever it is.
You've had some time with the team now.
I admit, farmers don't make...
I'm told she rallied and fought all the way.
Interesting.
Did you...
Briefly. Are all Nora as skilled as the...
I'm not exactly one of them. They managed to push the Karja from their land.
I thought my tribe was the only one to...
Does it still hurt?
I try not to think about it. It's difficult to...
I can't claim to under...
Then you have my thanks.
Have you spoken...
I did see him bring some egg.
That stuff's as bitter as...
You get used to it.
I'm sure Erend wouldn't mind... What do...
We play strike. Although he has yet... It helps one think strategically.
Somehow that... Have you spoke...
The Quen is peculiar. Her mind is sharp, but it's hard to imagine her survive.
Trust me.
I will take your word.
You nervous?
If I live, it will be in... What matters most is that you achieve...
I'll do my best. We didn't really get to talk about...
There was nothing... If he were to knock... among the most distinguished of our tribe's warriors. When the fight is done, I will have the Inkers etch his memory on my...
I'm sure he'd be on it. We didn't really...
If he were to... I will have the...
I'm sure... Things will get ugly once you'll need every trick you've ever learned.
I would have it known. Many soldiers died in the old. We will endure on their behalf. Though, I am curious how you intend to defeat the Zenith's defenses without an army of our own.
Leave that to me.
As you say.
You said you were training with the Focus?
That's right. I've been watching. They are faster and more agile than... How many do the Zeniths have? I would not wish to face them.
I'm with you there. Must be strange.
I can see machines like never before. Their strengths and weak to think that such a tiny object might be the most powerful weapon I've ever possessed.
What do you think of this place? It must take some getting used to.
It's an efficient center of operations, and an acceptable training facility. Though it could use some more... color.
Duly noted. Anything interesting happen while I was away? Oh.
Outside, above the bay.
Ever thought of sparring with something that's not trying to kill you?
That would do.
Found anything interesting during your trip?
Gaia told me where to find data. I knew the 10, but it seems they were... Later, machines battled other machines on behalf of greedy leaders, as they vied for lands and spoils. At least the Tenakth have the courage to put their lives on the line.
There is...
Yes, of course. Hikaru would have it so as well.
How are your studies going?
I wanted to learn.
And?
I looked up this pharaoh and learned about the plague of machines he unleashed. To think that there is no glory or honor in such a fate. Only...
That about sums it up. Think you're ready to put all your train...
I am Tenakth.
Now that train...
The bulwark and how we need it.
I'll try not to...
I know you.
Getting ether out of the ground.
One that showed the entire Ford is now blessed by...
Did you meet Tilda?
There is something about... I wouldn't be surprised if my sword went through her and...
Honestly, with her? You said there was something you...
Gaia mentioned that the Zeniths bind metal with flesh to make themselves stronger. I was wondering if you'd help me do the same.
You want to make yourself a new arm?
Yes. Gaia insisted I could build such a thing if I can get the necessary data and materials. She believed these things lie in the place where Beta hid from the Zeniths.
Their ancient research lab.
I am not as familiar with old-world machinery as you are. I could use your assistance.
It might be dangerous. The Zeniths probably still keep an eye on that place. We were lucky to get out of there alive the first time.
I see.
It sounds like this is worth the risk.
By the 10, we shall see it through.
You said the Bulwark was your home.
Yes.
That's all you're gonna tell me?
Fine. As I grew older, I came to be Tekote. I fought by his side and led my squad on a dangerous climb. It was I, from the east side.
That must have gotten you some attention.
Indeed.
Then why'd you leave?
I became a
Why did you leave the Sky Clan?
I was sent to the cult. Back then, I would have obeyed his every... I was too blind to see the fear of a rising young warrior. I returned a hero from the battle at Baron. Never occurred to him.
Why did Tekote think you wouldn't be a...
Tekote knew I'd be forced to forsake. I'd never be allowed to challenge his command. After our victory at Baron, said it would be selfish, even though he knew perfectly well it was exile. So I became a marshal.
I'm sorry you had to go through...
I am not.
Your people keep mentioning the wing...
The visions tell us that the 10 flew on great metal machines with wings and leapt into battle from the sky. For us, to imitate this feat is the ultimate expression of martial prowess. It is why the challengers leap into the arena during the Kulrut. And now, you have done it. Like the deeds of the 10 themselves, it will never be forgotten. So, tell me, how did it feel?
I won't lie. Pretty good.
I can only imagine.
What did Chief Ikaro say when you told him he'd be
You spilt rebel blood at the There was little...
Well?
Indeed.
I'll see you soon.
It will be...
I'll call you when I'm near the We'll get what you need for that new arc.
Thank you, Aloy.
Just you wait, Varl. We're taking those space slugs down.
When it looks impossible, look deeper. And then fight like you can win. I will, Rost. Now and always. With Regala out of the way, Ikaro and Tanakh, they're safe. The future's up to them now. I do wish they'd drop all the honorary names they've given me. But if I've learned anything about them, that it's not a battle I am going to win. Focus. It's Varl's. I used to think no Nora would ever accept one, but Varl did. Even when he was overwhelmed, he refused to let me push him away. I miss Varl. It still hurts to think about him. I don't know if the pain will ever really go away. When I find that bastard, Eric, I'm gonna make him pay. Elizabeth and Tilda had a history. The more I learn about her life, the more complicated it seems. I guess she saw something good in Tilda. I don't know what exactly, but it seems like it was enough. For a while, at least.
There you are.
There's a lot of stuff in here now. Olvas, Errands, and Katalos, I'm guessing.
So, you return.
Ha!
There's the survivor from the hunting party. Then, I'm here about the machine in the old growth.
You're going after that horror.
I'm going to try. Do you mind answering a couple of questions about it?
I'll tell you what I can.
Tell me what happened, step by step.
There were 5 of us, hunting for boar to help feed the tribe, just like we had done half a dozen times before. Some machines got in our way. Happens every time we go to the old growth. Like always, we cleared them out. But this time, when we were done, we heard this roar.
Hey, easy.
I saw a flash from the trees, all claws and tail. It ripped right through Cole and Ree, and Zan came right at me, slashed my shoulder. There was blood. Then an arrow slammed into its neck. My friend Lau, he distracted it, yelled and whooped. It turned on him. He disappeared into the trees, and it followed him. Last thing I heard him yell was for me to run. So I did. I was halfway back to Plainsong before I realized what I had done. Left Lau to die.
Is there anything you can tell me about the machine that might help?
It looked like a claw strider, but it was stronger. Much stronger.
Anything else?
Its armor was darker, and it had a strange purple glow.
Thanks. I think I know what I'm dealing with. I need to get going.
You don't want to fight that thing.
Trust me. I know what I'm doing.
Well, if you do, I hope you cut it to shreds. It killed Lau, my oldest friend.
Those children never know when to quit, huh?
What is this?
A word for somebody who owes you a favor? Aloy, wasn't sure you'd ever come around. What do you think of Plainsong?
It's quite a place.
Sure. As long as you like the smell of manure. Don't mind me. I won't go wandering again, I promise. There are people who need me here. Some of the others the Eclipse took had it worse than me. A lot worse.
Do what you can for them, Yef.
I will. Won't be anything like you did, but I'll give it my best.
We don't have much, but if you need a warm meal, we can trade.
Hey, Lloyd. I hear you've been making quite the impression on saving the Desert Clan from itself, forcing the Commander Takote out of hiding, defending the Grove from Regala, and ending her rebellion on the wings of the Ten.
I didn't do it alone.
The humble...
Is something wrong?
No. Yes. There's this song I want to play, one of my own making, but it's hopeless. I'm just never going to get the sound right.
What makes you say that?
Back in the Clanlands, the Sky Clan built They use long-leg throats to make them bellow with the sound of metal. It's how they communicate between villages, combining that sound with the Utarus, but I won't be hunting for any long-leg...
For now, you should try the Metal Weaver.
Right.
This song means a lot to him.
It does, which is why I'm getting him that machine part. It'll be a surprise.
Is there a long leg around?
As it happens, one has been trouble. You be doing me and Plain Song a favor by getting...
Maybe. I didn't think that Tanakh cared much about gifts.
When I first moved here, I remember some, but I came to embrace the life I...
He's lucky to have you. Tell me more about this long leg.
It's a particularly nasty one. It protects a group of machines. Its call is easy, but if it spots us, take it out with the Plain Song has...
If I make my way...
I appreciate that.
Look at those children.
That Zoe was trying to soothe her.
What happened in the sacred cave? Are you all right, dear?
Is this easy?
Good hunting, Outlander.
There's a dead Utaru in the clearing. Must be one of the hunters. Take out this machine before I bring back the seed pouch. A hunter killer. Guardian of the machines. Okay. Now to collect the hunter's seed pouch. Got the pouch. But where are the other hunters? And the claw strider that attacked them. I better check for tracks with my focus. There. Claw strider tracks. I might have chased the other hunters deeper into the forest. Another hunter. Claw strider must have caught up to them. Okay, got the seed pouch. Better pick up the claw strider's tracks and keep going. The third hunter. I should collect their seed pouch. He died where the claw strider caught him. At least I can return his seed pouch. I need to put a stop to that machine. I better scan for tracks. Okay, 3 hunters. There should be one more. Claw strider probably chased after him. There's some kind of residue here. It's sticky, like tree sap. It might have been from a weapon. The survivor said his friend Lao distracted the machine so he could escape. Maybe this is where it happened. Looks like the claw strider continued up the cliff. Lao gave it quite the chase. Cliff's covered in gouge marks. Machine must have clawed its way up. More residue. It looks like the machine's claw got stuck here. Slowed it down. While the hunter kept running. Claw strider's tracks end here. And no sign of the last hunter either. Not that any of those machines are watching that crack in the cliff. Better clear them out first. Stuff for the stash. machines were interested in that crevice in the cliff. I should check it out. Got a feeling Lao was pretty resourceful.
They're gone? I wasn't expecting a rescue. Thank you, Outlander.
I'm after the Claw Strider. Where did it go?
You're hunting it?
It's okay. I fought bigger.
Who are you?
Just stay here while I try to pick up its trail. I'll let you know when it's... I can handle it from here.
I can slow it down for you.
Stay back, and don't fire until I do.
Watch for its claws.
Something's up.
I've got your back!
It's done.
We did it!
It's Lau, right? Ben thinks he left you for dead.
He made it back. I was worried about him.
He said you saved him by getting the Claw Strider to chase you.
And he saved me by sending you after me, so we're even. I can't wait to see the look on his face when he figures out I'm alive.
Go on back then. And thanks for the assist. Slowing that machine down helped.
Then here, take this. I can craft another one if I need it, but... well, I hope I won't after this, not for a while.
One more hunter gets to go home. Now I just have to return the seed pouches to Shale. Dyer can make use of this. Wings holding up? There's Shale. I should give her the seed pouch.
Aloy, Lau has come back to us thanks to you. Is it safe to send out another hunting party?
It's never going to be completely safe out there, but the Claw Strider is dead. Here, the seed pouches.
I'll see that these are returned to their families for planting and remembrance. I'm sure Lau and Van would like to thank you in person. You can find them at the Grove. It's been an honor, Aloy.
May the land be kind to you.
Outlander, may you walk in fields of plenty.
Over here.
Well,
Nice of you to join me.
Folks could use the backup.
Your skill with the bow never ceases to amaze.
You okay?
You arrived not a moment too soon, Huntress. I thought I heard a Longleg's call, so I hastened to follow, but I was caught unaware by these machines instead. There it is again.
Let's go find it. Looks like we're climbing.
We'll make quick. This reminds me of my early days as a veteran. Always running off to hunt in the wilds. As far away from plain song as possible.
What changed?
I saw my first Utaru
Sounds like our
students become fighters worthy of any Tanakh clan. I felt useful, like I belonged. And so plain song became home.
I'm sure Corey will find his place too.
I hope so.
Almost there. It sounds like that long leg isn't alone up there.
There's our long leg. And the Utaru have failed. It might be best to silence it before it can call reinforcements.
Take my chances.
Now we salvage the part we came for. Care to show me our prize, Huntress? Many thanks, Aloy. Without you, I might have been in trouble. Why don't you take that piece to Corey for me? The villagers felled by these machines need to have their seeds buried properly first.
Are you sure?
Tell Corey I better be the first to hear that song of his when I return.
Pouch is full, but my pack has room. I should find a spot to get down.
Whoa! Is she all right? May the sun shine upon you. May the wind keep your spirits up.
Corey.
Aloy? I thought you had left Plainsong.
Well, I thought about it, but then I'd have to carry this long leg throat all by myself.
You found?
Jax did.
That old man.
Can still hear perfectly fine. So let's hear it.
I'm gonna need some help. Aloy, can you take this to the workbench, please? You won't have to do much, I promise. You'll see a wide cavity on the instrument. That piece should fit right in.
Today's a good day. A brighter day to you.
You didn't need to do this, old man.
And yet I did.
You didn't need to do this, old man.
And yet I did.
If you want to improve your next hunt, let's trade.
Hey, Lord.
See your handiwork.
To set up camp close to Stone's Echo.
You mean those awesome...
Aloy, come show us the instrument. You're back. Corey would love to see the instrument you crafted.
Is she done?
I think so.
I think it's good to go.
A song of two peoples indeed.
Thank you, Aloy. My debt to you seems to only grow.
Hearing that was payment enough.
That may be, but you should at least take this. You deserve it.
May the wings of the Ten hearten your step.
just woke up, didn't you?
Travel with caution,
Aloy, it's Alva. Before I left landfall, I overheard a couple of navigators talking about a problem with one of our ships. I don't know what's wrong, but it could be an issue when it's time for us to sail home.
That doesn't sound good. I'll keep an eye out for them the next time I'm in landfall.